Hello students. So today we are going to study about the structure of neuron, which are basically the structural and functional unit of nervous systems. They are basically the one that carries transmissions from other parts of the body to CNS. So a structural and functional unit of nervous system was called neuron, and neuron is a cell, and it has following parts: dendrites, cell body, axon, and synapse. Dendrites receives information from axon of another cell and conducts the message towards the cell body. So basically what dendrites does is it receives the information from the axon of the other cell and conducts the message towards the cell body. Cell body contains the nucleus, the mitochondria, and the organelle. Axon conducts messages away from the cell body, and synapse, small gap between two adjacent neurons, and here nerve impulse passes from one neuron to another. So first is dendrite. What dendrite does, it receives the information and passes it on to the other cell body, towards the cell body. And cell body, it consists of the nucleus, mitochondria, and other organelles. Axon, it conducts the messages from the cell body. Dendrites receive the messages and sends it to the cell body, and axon conducts the messages away from the cell body. Synapse is the gap between the two neurons, and here nerve impulse passes through one neuron to another. Transmission of impulse. Like we discussed, how impulse is basically transmitted. Electrical impulse is acquired by the dendrite in the neuron, and electrical impulses pass through dendrite, cell body, axon, and nerve ending. What are the various types of neurons? Sensory neuron, associative neuron, and motor neuron. Sensory neuron conveys stimulus from receptors to the brain, and associative neuron interrupts stimulus and gives appropriate command to motor neuron. And motor neuron conveys motor commands to effectors, muscles, or glands. So basically three types of neurons. One is sensory neurons. It conveys stimulus from receptors to the brain. Associative neurons, it interprets stimulus and gives appropriate commands to motor neuron. And motor neuron, it conveys the commands to effectors, that is muscles or glands. Sensory, associative, and motor. Sensory gives information from the receptors to the brain. Associative gives appropriate command to the motor neuron, and motor neuron, it conveys the motor impulses, motor commands to the effectors. Now the next topic is autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system is the chain of nerve ganglion that runs along the spinal cord. It controls all involuntary actions. Two types are sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system consists of the heightens the activity of an organ as per their need, and for example it increases breathing rate and heart rate during running, and this is meant to increase in the oxygen demand. Parasympathetic nervous system slows down the activity of an organ, has a calming effect. For example, breathing rate and heart rate slows down during sleep. So autonomous nervous system, it is the chain of nerve ganglion present in the spinal cord. It controls all involuntary actions. It is of two types, parasympathetic and sympathetic. Sympathetic, it controls, heightens the activity as per the requirement of the organ, and it slows down the activity as per the requirement of the organ. So in sympathetic nervous system, you take in more oxygen, you require more oxygen while you are running. So that's the reason why you breathe a lot. Heavy breathing takes place, and parasympathetic breathing rate and heart rate slows down while sleeping. So you can see examples of autonomous nervous system. So in the next class we'll start with voluntary and involuntary actions.